Hi, everyone. I'm Kaylee Nix. We're here at Oshkosh Live as part of our Oshkosh Live 2025 program. Last year, we introduced you guys to the FAA Awards honoree winners, and we had some really great stories come out of those awards. And today, we're here with our 2025 winners, and we're bringing you guys some more great stories for some incredible achievements in the world of aviation. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'd like to welcome Adam Boyd, Jocelyn Slagle, and Bo Hardison. First off, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for being here to win those FAA awards, and we're happy to have you all. Jocelyn, I'll start with you. Talk to me a little bit about the awards program. Just give us an explanation about kind of what it is and what it means to be recognized.
Okay, sure. So the General Aviation Awards is a program that was created to honor those within the general aviation community that are doing great things and need just that extra bit of, hey, we see you. You're valid. You're visible to us. This is what is going on. It's a pretty long application process. Something in the requirements is like your average is going to be about 96 pages when you get this whole application put together. Yeah. And it is a lot. Lots of questions, lots of how'd you get here, what came about, a lot of the things you're probably going to ask us here shortly.
So a rigorous application process, as it should be, to be honored with, top safety honorees. And Adam, I'm going to start with you because you won CFI of the Year. Massive responsibility training up the next generation of aviators. Talk to us a little bit about your background.
So I started flying when I was 16. I was mowing grass and pumping gas at the local airport, right? Worked my way through my private pilot certificate. And after college, I went into the Air Force. So I've been flying active duty Air Force and in the Air National Guard for the past 20 years. But the whole time I've been doing that, I've been flying in GA at some capacity in a local club or at an FBO. I never stopped flying at GA. So
then, Bo, he mentioned pumping gas and cutting grass. That kind of leads into maintenance, I guess, in a rough way, not really. But, you're a maintenance technician of the year. Talk to me a little bit about your background and how you got into aviation.
Well, kind of like Adam, I go back to being a teenager, helping out at an FBO my father had and trying to do maintenance. And I got to wash and wax a lot of airplanes. They didn't let me pump gas. I really wanted to do that.
You guys all really paid your dues.
Yeah. So we've been around a long time. I went to school and got out and went into the corporate world and then got back into aviation and maintenance in particular, and then started my repair station back in 2011. And I love the community, I love the industry, and it's just a joy. And it kind of starts with, safety first, and it ends with safety. So I'm blessed with the fact I get to work with great people like Adam and Jocelyn, and then the people in our state in Arkansas do a great job. And I travel around, and it's a wonderful industry and great people.
So, Jocelyn, your story, are you also part of the Young into Aviation crew? Did you also have to work for your dues?
I still am. Before I came here, the last rainy day we had, I scrubbed the underbelly of a Seneca.
Fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
And then someone had to scrub you afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about your pilot story. What was that journey like?
So I am a CFI now. I went through a 4-year program, got a bachelor's degree in aviation management, and then went on to get a master's degree in aviation safety. And someone asked me, okay, what are you going to do with a master's degree in aviation safety? Because you want to be a pilot, so you don't really need that, right? Well, becoming an FAA safety team representative was exactly my answer. And then putting on seminars and being able to help the community and give back in that way was really, really rewarding. And then it also helps with being a flight instructor, because what a lot of people don't recognize about the FAA safety team is it's totally voluntary. You can, you have a rainy day, you can't fly, you can go on the FAAsafety.gov and you can take a course on learning how to fly a glider. If you have any interest in doing that someday, you can go learn about anything out there that you want. All you have to do is know where to click, what to type in.
So, Adam, the CFI space is obviously incredibly crucial to the safety aspect of general aviation. If you don't train your pilots well, then you have a whole other big problem on your hands. Talk to me a little bit about why you remain an active CFI and why and how that feeds into your career.
So I am, like I said, I really have kept flying general aviation even through the Air Force, but I found that it's really important to take the professional experience that I've gained over time, and lots of CFIs move on to different professional careers. But I think it's really important to take that experience that you get out flying the line and bring it back to that younger generation of CFIs that are teaching now and the students that they're teaching. Bring that information back so you have some perspective on why you're doing It's on pilots or something like that. It seems mundane, but it means something later on. And being able to bring that perspective back into the community is super important.
One of the common threads across aviation, whether you're in GA or not, is that everybody seems to have this hunger for continuous knowledge. You're never stopping learning. You only become a better pilot if you are actively in the pursuit of knowledge every single day. And part of the FAA safety team representative, Jocelyn, in your role is delivering those seminars, like you said. What's been some of the most interesting ones that you've done, or what really gets you as far as topics?
So I did a seminar, and it's actually a topic of the month. So we have topic of the months that happen on a regular basis. But one of the ones they were promoting and they wanted us to teach was survival. What happens after the airplane crashes? And it's totally Alaska. It is surviving in the wilderness in negative 30-degree temperatures.
Yeah.
It is
like
awesome.
Into the Wild style,
yeah,
like live in an old bold bus,
Absolutely.
Commune with wolves.
Yeah. Hope you have a lighter in your flight bag. You're going to need it.
And then, Bo, to you, kind of on that same thread as far as maintenance goes, the maintenance of the aircraft, like I said, really feeds into that safety component, that safety aspect. What's most important for people to upkeep on a regular basis from a maintenance standpoint, or what's something that maybe people don't upkeep enough that they really should to guarantee their safety?
Well, it's a great question. So there's a lot of communication between pilots and maintenance and maintainers. And you have a responsibility as an aircraft owner and operator to make sure that your aircraft is in an airworthy condition. So what we specifically do in my repair station is non-destructive testing, but just your regular maintenance, changing the oil. These are things that a lot of people that are not in aviation don't understand. You can run over an oil change in your car, but you might really need that oil and it being what it needs to be inside of an aircraft. So checking that. The inflation of the tires, some of the stuff you do on a pre-flight before you ever get in the plane to make sure it's operational and safe. But mainly just communicating and making sure they're doing regular maintenance is probably one of the most critical things. And then if they really don't understand systems within the aircraft, then making sure that they have an understanding, landing gear, what the wings do, the control surfaces, things like that are just, they go hand in hand. And our job is really to make sure that there's enough going on inside of a cockpit. You don't need to be worrying about something else that someone like me or a maintenance technician can take care of so you don't have a problem.
Yeah, the unsung heroes of the aviation world, the people who take care of your airplane so you don't have to do it for yourself. So we're here at EAA AirVenture 2025. The common thread is, of course, experimental, the pursuit of aviation, the love of aviation, that continuing thirst for knowledge. There's a lot of future aviators here. You see the kids up and down Knapp Street. But there's also a lot of folks who are getting into, or maybe are in the aviation space, who are looking at some of the big changes happening. Yesterday, Secretary Sean Duffy announced that finally Mosaic rules are approved. They're coming to the industry. Let's just talk a little bit, Adam, as a CFI, what does Mosaic mean to you as far as what the future of the industry looks like?
I think it's a great opportunity to get some more people involved in aviation that otherwise wouldn't have a path. With the medical reform, we're going to have more people coming into the community, and now is the time to start setting yourself up for those sport pilots to come into larger aircraft. So I think it means quite a good amount of business is going to come into the flight training industry, and setting yourself up to be an instructor now and to be a competent instructor, that's going to mean a lot over the next decade as we invite all those new pilots into the community.
Jocelyn, to wrap up that same kind of thread with Mosaic for you, from a safety representative perspective and the seminar perspective, how does that change what you guys do going forward as far as teaching goes?
Promoting Mosaic and all the changes that are going to come along with it is going to be huge over the next couple months. I think another thing that hopefully the FAA safety team takes on is promoting CFI is a great thing. All too often, yes, there's time building that comes along with CFI. Yes, it's a great avenue to get to an airline. Yes, it's a great avenue for careers. But it's also a very rewarding thing.
Yeah.
And you have to enjoy it. And I think hopefully we're going to build more CFIs that are passionate about being CFIs, not necessarily passionate about making it to the next step.
That's a great point, and I'd love to hear that. And Bo, just to wrap things up with you, does Mosaic have an impact in the maintenance space? Is that now something that people who, didn't have the intention of being CFI now wanted to only fly light sport going forward, now they're going to have to learn a little bit more? Is that also a piece for continuing education?
I think it ties in with our whole mission as safety team representatives, and it's safety through education and knowledge. So anytime we're expanding that and you're learning more, no matter if it's within a system on the maintenance side or flight controls and operation of an aircraft, and then getting additional certifications and training, that's always a good thing. So the more people we can involve and encourage to participate, it's a great, the industry and the people as a whole, as you know, you don't meet any strangers.
Yeah.
Everybody just lives in a different place sometimes. So it's a wonderful thing, and I think it's going to do nothing but promote good things for the growth of our industry.
Well, guys, thank you all for being here. Congratulations again on being our FAA safety honorees. Before we let you go, it wouldn't be AirVenture if we don't talk a little airplanes, right? Adam, I'll start with you. Favorite plane that you've seen here on the field at Oshkosh, or what if there's a dream plane of yours here to fly, what is it? Is it the 747 that's out there?
I'll tell you, my favorite plane, and it's going to be kind of funny, my favorite plane is a Beech 18.
Okay.
And there are quite a few beautiful examples parked out here. And I like the lines. I like how it was designed. I like how it looks and sounds. I've never flown one, but I've looked all around them. I think they're beautiful airplanes.
Jocelyn, what's your favorite?
The B-25.
Okay.
My great-grandfather, I didn't realize this. I thought I was a first-generation aviator, but a couple years ago I found out that my great-grandfather flew the B-25 as a bomber.
Wow.
And so I had never seen it in person until I came here. So it's really awesome to watch it fly overhead all day long.
Feels like a little piece of home. And then, Bo, for you. And yours is a little different, right? Maybe favorite airplane, but what's your favorite airplane to work on, too?
Great question again. So we work on a lot of different aircraft, everything from a small Cessna 120 to the 777.
Yeah.
So probably the bigger aircraft because they present more challenges for us,
Yeah.
and it's never boring and it's always exciting. So
Well-
anything along those lines. I have gotten a chance to work on some warbirds and do some pretty unique inspections for those people that they're not out there anymore.
Yeah.
And so it's really difficult, finding parts for a plane that's over 100 years old.
Well, guys, thank you all again for being here. Congratulations one last time. Thank you all for watching. This has been Kaylee Nix at EAA AirVenture 2025 for Oshkosh Live, and we'll see you later.